everybody, welcome to another video today. This one is going to be really fun and one that has been highly anticipated, and we're going to talk about multiple planners. So I'm going to be talking about, first of all, what planners I use and how they're working for me, and then I'm going to give you a couple of tips to go ahead and see if you want to use multiple planners, and if you do, how you might go about doing that. So that's what we have in store for today. So the first thing I want to do is, just like I said, talk to you about the planners that I use, why I use them, and basically just show you a little bit about them. I can't go into too much detail on some of these because they are for business, you know, they're for my business, so I have a lot of sensitive information, but I can give you kind of like a little bit of an overview of it. So the first one, which is a lot more common, I do have 4 here, and I have been using them for a while now. So the first one that I do have is my personal planner. My personal planner holds everything that's personal for me. I do have a walkthrough of my personal planner if you're interested in it. I won't get into too much detail about it, but basically it just has anything that has to do with my personal life. So my calendar is in here, my financials are in here, I have a home section, a health section for Everly, which she's due in March, and then I have a list section back here. Then I have just a bunch of random stuff in the back. So my personal planner is exactly that. It holds, like I said, all of my personal dates, and there's no overlap with my business in here at all. So if I want to plan out my day for any of my personal appointments or anything like that, that is what my personal planner is for. I never go into here for business or anything like that because I don't want to get confused. And that's one thing with using multiple planners, is that if you do overlap things, it might get a little bit confusing. So I choose not to. I don't think I would be able to do this any other way. So if you're like me and you like to kind of compartmentalize everything, then that's probably going to work best for you. So the next planner I have here is a desk agenda from Louis Vuitton. I went ahead and picked this up used and pre-loved a little bit ago. I really liked it, but then I decided that I didn't want it to be an all-in-one system, and I found an awesome way to use it, which I am loving so much. As you can see, there's not even anything over here. This just holds my daily to-dos for my business, because I find that I do have a lot of to-dos for one day, and I don't do well with the week on 2 pages. I don't do well with anything other than a day on a page. Back here in the back is where I tuck in all of my old inserts. Anything that's used, I put it back there, and I actually cut down this paper. This paper is from Me and My Big Ideas, the Happy Planner, and I went ahead and cut it down, and I got this small discs, and I just have a bunch of this day on a page paper in here. And that's what I do. I sit down at my desk in the morning, I write down everything that I need to do, and then the next day, anything that didn't get checked off goes onto that current day's to-do list. So this is all just to-do list, and that's it. I'm loving it so far. I've been using it for a long time now as far as these inserts go, but I stuck it in this guy a couple months ago. So that is what I'm using planner number 2 for. Again, along the same lines as what I was just talking about with my business, I have a project binder. This is where everything for my business is for the Planner Addict box. I do use Evernote, so I have a ton of things on Evernote as well, but this is where I kind of organize all of my projects. So this guy recently got a little bit of a makeover. I did have a black Happy Planner cover, which is a hard one, but I went ahead and decided to change it just because I like the way this cover looked, and it's nice to change things up once in a while. So like I said, I cannot go into this at all, really, but when you open it here, all I have is just a February at a glance, and as you can see on the side here, this is where my calendar lies. So if I go to April, because I haven't filled it out yet, it's just basically nothing decorative. I have nothing decorative in this planner whatsoever. I just go ahead and fill out the days of the month. In here is where I color code, and I plan out giveaways, and I plan out any marketing things, and deliveries and deadlines and due dates and everything like that goes in here. So I have that all the way up until July. I do have like 3 different boxes, so to say. So I have all of that kind of organized right here through little tabs. I've just kind of made this my own thing, and this has been working for me really well. Okay, so lastly, one of my favorite calendars that I own as well is my YouTube content calendar. So I have been trying to plan out my YouTube videos as much as I possibly can. So this right here is an Erin Condren, and it's the monthly calendar with notes. So if you haven't seen anything on these, you can go ahead and look it up. There's walkthroughs all over the internet, all over YouTube, so you can go ahead and find that. But basically how I'm using it, and I can show you January because January is already finished. And I could do a walkthrough of this as well in another video. I'm planning on it. But basically I'm just using this to plan out the videos that I am posting, the blog posts as well. And then I have here just the plan that I have, the goals that I have for my channel. And then in here, it looks a little bit different for February. But like I said, I can't show you that. The only thing that I did pick up that was new that I am using for this planner is these YouTube stickers from Soda Pop Studio, so I can go ahead and mark off when something is filmed, edited, or uploaded. And this is really going to help when Everly gets here and I have a couple of videos pre-planned. So on this side, I have a section for blog posts, and I can write down information here that I want to talk about. I have a section here for free printables, which has actually changed in my next month's spread, which is February this month. And then right here, I was just keeping track of the YouTube videos that I was posting, and I had kind of like a little system going here, but this is all kind of changed. But basically, that's what I'm using this for. As you can see, there's nothing else in here. There's really no stickers in here at all. I'm just using highlighters as a color coding system, and that's basically it. So it's a very bare minimum, but it's working for me. What I do also like is that on the back you have a bunch of note pages back here, and I've only used 2 so far. If I am brainstorming any videos, I can use it back here. So I had my January favorites just kind of mapped out, and then I can use any of these pages for any notes or anything like that for the video. And then here's just a little pen loop that I don't often use, but if I needed to, I have it there. Those are all the planners that I'm using right now. Like I said, they're all for different things, so they work really well for me. As you can see, there's no overlap whatsoever in any of these. They're all for completely different things. So let me give you a couple of tips so that if you want to use multiple planners, maybe you have a planner that you really want to use but you don't know what to use it for. That always happens to me. Or maybe you just need to organize your life a little bit better based off of the different things that you have, you know, the different parts of your life that you have. So the first tip that I have here is identify key areas in your life that need organizing. So you might be in school and you want to think of big things. So school, but let's say you're really into health and fitness and you go to the gym all the time and you have a schedule for that. You might want to have a planner for health and fitness. As I said before, I have a planner for business, and I also have a planner for personal. So step 1 is just to write down all the things and all the categories in your life that you feel are bigger and that could possibly have their own planner. So then what you want to do is you want to decide what those things are. So you might have school as, you know, one of the things that is actually a really big thing that you can track, that you think that you can have multiple dividers. That's what I always think of. I always think of how many dividers would I actually put into this planner, and that's going to really indicate if I can have a full planner on this or if it's just going to be something that's going to sit on my desk and I'm never going to look at it. So for school, if I was still in school, I would probably have, you know, a section for different due dates because that's really important. I would probably have a section for, you know, like my rubrics, my syllabus, things like that. Assignments, and of course that can go over here with due dates, but for assignments could also be like big projects and things like that. Another thing that I can think of is just notes, just general notes. Maybe your track, so you know, your graduation track. And there's a ton of things that might be more specific to you, but that's just basically what I can think of right now. So I know for a fact that, you know, I can have one of the dividers be this one, then I could have a divider number 2 be this one, and I might make this divider number 2 as well, divider number 3, you know, divider number 4, and I could also have like a monthly section for my due dates. That could also be the same divider. So that's kind of how it would map out if I really needed or wanted to use another planner. And I think that for school, that's definitely one of the bigger ones. Health and fitness as well. So if you have maybe a section for recipes or healthy snacks, maybe you have a section for all of your exercises. So there's a ton of bigger sections in your planner that you can make so that you can have another planner and that it's actually useful to you. So the next thing you're going to want to keep in mind is you're not going to want to have any overlap. And if you're a person who struggles to have multiple planners, that's one thing I want you to try. Don't have any overlap. Don't make it so that if I have my personal planner, let's say I had all of my business things in my personal planner, I wouldn't even need my to-do planner either, but I promise you I would get very confused, and for me personally, I like to have everything organized by sections and things like that, so that wouldn't work for me. So try having no overlap with your planners, and that should help you. The only thing with no overlap is you have to make sure that you're checking all of your planners. So have a routine. Have a routine where you're checking all of your planners every day. So let's say you check your planners, at 8 p.m. every night, and you just go through your planner and you say, I'm going to get my personal planner here and I'm going to go through that guy. Okay, my to-do list planner, what am I going to need to do for tomorrow? Should I fill it out for tomorrow's? My project planner, is everything updated? My YouTube planner, do I need to cross out any videos that I just did? That could literally take you 5 minutes, you guys. 5 minutes to just update all of your planners and make sure that you didn't miss anything, because if you have multiple planners, the main thing is going to be keeping up with them all and checking them all. So if you got that down, then you're good to go. Maybe you do it in the morning when you wake up and that's how you start your day. So I would say definitely have a routine. So as far as having multiple planners, it's definitely possible. These are a couple of my tricks and a couple of the things that I do and that I've always done. And so I hope that if you decide that you want to try it, that you use a couple of these and they're helpful. And multiple planners are possible. So I used to think that they weren't, but they definitely are. So thanks so much for coming to watch this video. I know it was a little bit rambly, but I wanted to make sure I got these points across to you, and hopefully they did help. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Happy planning!